Well, just when you think you've seen everything, we see something that we've very rarely seen before. The Philadelphia Eagles and Dallas Cowboys have made a trade. The Eagles trade up to the number 10 pick, give up a third round selection in this year's draft, and they jumped up ahead of the New York Giants, who this entire morning, Jordan Rannan from ESPN has been all over the Giants drafting either Jalen Waddle or Devonta Smith, and the Eagles jump up ahead of the Giants, and they do take the Heisman Trophy winner Devonta Smith out of Alabama. Joining me is Patrick Yen, who does cover Philadelphia sports for Back Sports Page. So Patrick, what was your initial reaction when you heard that it was the Cowboys who the Eagles traded up with?
My initial reaction was, wow, like interdivision trade, pretty rare. I thought for like one brief second, like, oh my God, like, are they moving up to take one of the quarterbacks? But then,
Yeah.
I kind of realized, wait, that doesn't make sense because there's no way the Giants or the Cowboys would have taken a
Oh,
quarterback.
we have another trade, and David Gettleman finally trades back. The Chicago Bears have traded up, and I actually predicted this in my mock draft that I released last night. The Chicago Bears have traded up to number 11 with the Giants. All right, back to the Eagles Cowboys
Yeah, so
trade.
I think that one might be a quarter. But yeah, basically, I was just thinking, what could it possibly be? And then I thought, I think it has to be a wide receiver. The Cowboys probably wanted a cornerback. The top two guys went. And then the Giants very well could have taken a wide receiver. I think the Eagles just wanted to jump it. And when I was on your pod last night, I said, I think Devonta Smith could be a great pick, and
Yep.
I'm fine with it. Bulk up the wide receiver room. He's small, but you know what? He produced in the best conference in college. So
Yeah. So again, I've actually been a little bit more down on Devonta Smith. I do understand that there is an exception to the rule. The rule is that players of his size generally don't last long in the NFL. But there are exceptions, and if there's anyone who can be an exception to that rule, it is Devonta Smith. I mean, he had one of the most prolific, if not the most prolific, college season in history, and it was in a shortened year. So, uh, Devonta Smith. So, what does this mean? And this is now another continuing trend. This is the third wide receiver taken. All three have been linking up with their college quarterbacks because Jalen Hurts did play at Alabama before he transferred to Oklahoma. So uh, obviously, I think that had something to do with it.
yeah, absolutely. And you saw kind of on Twitter and in the news that Devonta Smith was saying, "Yeah, I really want to go play with Jalen Hurts." I think Jalen Hurts kind of said the exact same thing back. And I mean, they get their wish. And we couldn't get one of the two cornerbacks. And we weren't going to draft Micah Parsons because the Eagles never draft linebackers in the first round. So being that, I'm happy with the pick.
Yeah, well, the Giants don't either, because it's actually been since 1984 the last time the Giants took a linebacker in the first round, and that
I think
was
it's
Carl
uh,
Banks.
I think it's 1978 for the
Oh,
Eagles.
jeez. My
So
goodness. Yeah, so that wasn't on the board for either of our teams. So uh, now that they have their wide receiver, obviously he's going to come in and demand targets right away. I think he's probably the best wide receiver already on in a wide receiver group that has taken some hits.
yeah, I think very clearly he kind of walks in and immediately demands that number one spot. Look, the jury's still out on Jalen Rager. We don't know what he's going to be. And he flashed sometimes last year, but also he had one of the worst quarterbacking play in the league. So obviously that didn't help. But I like to see the Eagles really go for it with Jalen Hurts, give him a year, surround him with the weapons. And the wide receiver room doesn't look too bad anymore. You got Devonta Smith as your one. You got Jalen Rager, who hopefully will develop in year two with a full offseason. And then the offensive line, as long as it stays healthy, is pretty strong. So the offense itself is decently built around Jalen Hurts. So I think we can really get a good idea of what he's going to be in the future. If he sucks, go get a guy in 2022. If he's good, let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, Travis Fulgham and and Greg Ward are definitely better suited as a 3-4 than a 2-3.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw Travis Fulgham kind of pop off in that middle season stretch and then just completely fall off. Alshon Jeffrey's gone. Deshaun Jackson's gone. There's going to be targets available from Zach Ertz is, theoretically going to be gone as well. A lot of targets opened up for Devonta Smith. And yeah, I mean, like you said, it's risky. You don't see a lot of guys succeed at 160 pounds in the NFL. And, you always got to worry about how's he going to do against these big physical corners through press coverage. But I mean, the guy has succeeded everywhere he's gone, despite the size. So I think he can do it. Obviously, I'm going to hope he can do it.
Yeah. All right, Patrick. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll talk soon.
Once again, thank you for having me. Good luck with the rest of the draft.
Thanks.